So recently, I went on Marketplace for MacBook hunting, and I found this A1707 that was for sale for cheap. It was registered as 2017, but when I checked the serial number, it showed up to 2016. So anyway, I went and picked this one up and realized it was a GPU issue. The board was dead, and it was super clean, never saw water. So I went on eBay and found after a while that untested 2017 that had a cracked screen but showed the battery symbol, so I knew it was able to send some information to the display. So I went ahead and made an offer to the buyer, which got accepted, and after like 2 weeks I received the box and went ahead and went for a full upgrade from 2016 15-inch MacBook to 2017 15-inch MacBook. So first step was to check if the second MacBook I received from eBay was still working like it was showing in the ad, and it was. I didn't catch the battery symbol on camera, but it did show up at some point while the charger wasn't plugged, I think. So I started by removing both cover from a MacBook just to see inside that everything looked okay. It was more than dusty, but no sign of water at all. And so I was ready for my second step, which was removing both of the motherboard from their original casing. So I started with the one who I suspect was dead because of a GPU issue. I think it's dead because of the GPU issue, because it was taking 20 volt and trying to charge, but the fan will spin, but no signs of life. Even the cap lock didn't show any life. So like the only sign of life was the fans spin and the trackpad was clicking. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I decided to just change the motherboard. So yeah. And so it's a pretty long process to unconnect every wire and remove every cover of those wires, and then every bolt who hold the motherboard in place. But here you can see me finish the first one, which will be the case holding the new motherboard. So switching to the next one, this one I want to be extra careful with it, since it's going to be the motherboard I will use and I don't want anything to happen to it. I've been extra careful to the other one too, but still just want to make sure that everything go really fine and smooth. Smooth sailing. There is 3 size of Torx I use to remove all the board. 2 big one for the heatsink and a smaller one for all the covers and two screw holding the motherboard, and then the middle one I used a little fatty screwdriver for the bigger. Just taking really my time removing all those Wi-Fi and Bluetooth wire antenna, just making it extra sure that nothing's gonna happen to any wire or any connector. Just taking my time. Those screws were like broken from the inside. This MacBook has had a pretty rough life. Looked like when the screen was cracked, it had kind of a good impact. There it go, it's free. Now I'm going into the process of interchanging the Touch ID sensor from the power button. So it was my first time doing it, and you gotta do it if you want to keep that Touch ID sensor working, because if you don't change it with the motherboard, it will stop working. So just take your time. You need to remove the left fan to do it. So don't hesitate, just remove that. It's like 3 screws or 4 screws. Final step, need to put that motherboard inside the good case. Same thing, I will take my time to make sure every wire go into place as it should. Starting with like all the connection to make sure I don't forget any wire under the motherboard before I start screwing in. And then putting all the little cover with the little screws. And again, taking my time is the key word. I just don't want to forget anything. Finishing with all the bigger screw holding the motherboard in place. Try to clean a bit of my fingerprint from my sweaty hand. The final connection I will make is the battery connection, which will bring back the power with the data cable of it. Now, I was super nervous to see the result, and there we go.
C'est le moment de vérité.
And it booted up right away in the old session. of the last owner. From there, I had to find a way to format it. With the iSierra install on it, I struggled a bit just with formatting it, but after a couple try, it went right ahead and I could update it to the last version of Monterey. And there you have it, 2016 body with the 2017 motherboard updated, and it's fully working and it's beautiful. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.